So we're going to start off doing a bit of yin. So again, if you've got any props handy, so belts, blocks, bolsters, cushions, almost anything could be a prop as long as it's safe, obviously. You know, if you haven't got a belt, a scarf will do. But we'll just do a bit of yin. We won't do too much. So let's start off by coming onto our backs, and we're going to come into Bananasana. So take your lower body over to the right and your upper body over to the right. And you can take hold of the wrists, the elbows, you can cross legs. So just settle in here for a few breaths. I'm going to breathe into that left side body. And just notice how it feels. Just being mindful of any pains or aches. I'm going to stay here for a little bit longer, so if you need to make any adjustments, then you can do that. Your edge has shifted. It's absolutely fine. So just settle in for another, maybe 5 more breaths. And when you're ready, just slowly bring yourself back to center. So carefully lift the upper body and just do any unraveling. And take a couple of breaths here. Just notice how it feels. And then we're going to move over to the left side. I'm just going to let someone else in. So we're just in Bananasana. So when you're ready, just move over to the left side. So take the upper body over to the left and the lower body over to the left. So just be mindful. It might be different on the side. I'm just going to mute everyone. I think someone's still. Perfect. Brilliant. That's it. So we're going to just go on to the left. So just notice if there's any difference. We're stretching into that right side body now. And again, have a little play. You can do whatever you want with the elbows, the legs, the arms. Just breathe in. Breathe out. Just let yourself be in this pose. And just go as far as it's right for you. We're going to stay here for a few more breaths. So if you need to make any changes, then you can do that. Just settle in again for a few minutes. One of the qualities of yin yoga is it does help us to be more mindful. It encourages us to lose the ego. Just be in the pose, surrender. Just take a couple more nice big breaths. When you're ready, slowly coming back to center. And just unraveling yourself and noticing how the body's feeling. We're going to bring the arms to the side and just bend the knees and just check that you can brush the fingertips on the heels. And we're going to inhale as we lift the hips up, coming into bridge pose. You can bring the shoulders in towards the spine like so and take hold of the hands underneath the glutes. Just rest here for a little bit longer than usual. Breathing in for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. And just safely bring yourself back to the mat. And we're going to draw the knees into the chest and just give yourself a nice little hug and a gentle rock from side to side. And we're going to come to stillness. And as you inhale, lift the forehead towards the knees and take the knees towards the forehead. So starting to engage the core here as well. And we're going to exhale to release. We're going to inhale to lift and we're going to hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. And just take one more in your own breath. And you can hold it here for a couple of moments and release. And slowly bring the feet to the mat. And we're just going to carry on with a bit more yin for a few moments. So we're going to lift that right foot and place it on that left thigh. So try to keep that right foot flexed to protect the knee. And just see naturally where that right hip falls. So we're not forcing anything. We're listening to our body. If you want, you can slowly coax it a little bit. Again, be mindful. You can stay here for a few breaths, or you can weave the arms through, take hold of the left shin or the left thigh. And just breathe here for a few moments. I'm going to stay here for a few more breaths. So if you need to make any adjustments, you can do so. You might want to release. Your edge may have shifted. That's absolutely fine. Just settle in for a few more breaths. And when you're ready, on the next exhale, slowly and safely release. So just bringing that right foot to the mat, giving that right thigh and right leg a bit of a squeeze, noticing how it feels. Let's take a couple of breaths out. I'm going to move over to the other side. So bring that left foot over that right thigh. And just flex that left foot a little bit so we're protecting the knee and the ankle. Just notice where your body naturally is. And you can encourage it a little bit further if it works for you. You can take the hands through, take hold of the right shin or the right thigh. And let's breathe here for a few moments. Just embracing it, accepting the differences. No judgment. Breathing in, breathing out. I'm going to stay here for a little bit longer. This means you're making any changes, and you can do that. And just settle in for a few more breaths. Find your edge. Just respect your body. Take a couple more breaths. Slowly release. So take your time. Give that left leg a bit of a squeeze. Just bring both feet to the mat. And just take a couple of breaths here. I'm going to move on to probably the last yin pose. If you've got a belt, grab hold of it. You can use a scarf, that's fine, as long as it's fairly strong. And you can start with whichever leg. So I'm going to start with the right leg. So place the belt around the right foot, maybe towards that middle arch, so it's a bit secure. Keep the elbows on the mat. You can straighten that left leg, or you can keep it bent. And we're just going to work into that right hamstring. So as you inhale, just draw that right leg towards the face. You can bring a little bend into the knee. And try not to bend it so much that you're losing that stretch. If you find you're doing that, draw that right leg a little bit away. And just breathe here for a few moments. Just find your edge, settle in. We're going to be here for a few more breaths. If you need to make any changes, maybe your edge has shifted, you can come out of it, you can go deeper. And let's settle in for 5 more breaths. When you've done your 5 breaths, just slowly release and just draw that right knee into the chest and just give it a little squeeze. And you can rotate the ankle in both directions. I'm going to stay with the right just a little bit longer. I'm going to do one more thing on this side. So I'm going to take the belt around that right foot again and take hold of it with the right hand. Keep the left hand on that left hip. And we're going to bring that right leg over towards the right. So we're opening out the right hip now. If you start lifting at the left, then just come back. Just listen to your body here. Just find your edge. Just find how far you can go, how far you want to go, and breathe down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, for 1. Slowly come up. So take your time, be safe, and just draw that knee back in. Nice squeeze. And let's take a few more rotations with the ankles. And I want you to squeeze the toes as well. So open and close that foot. So flex the toes, curl and flex. Nice. I'm going to go over to the other side. So you can bend the right knee, you can straighten the right leg, it's your choice. I'm going to bring that belt around the left foot. Nice safe grip. Bring the elbows on the mat. And just draw that left hamstring towards the face. And just be mindful, it might be very different on this side, and that's absolutely normal. I'm definitely tighter on this side. That's okay. You can use the breath if you want to go a little bit deeper. Just listen to your body in this moment. Just respect it. We're going to do a few more breaths here, so if you need to make any adjustments, you can. So although we're doing yin, we're not staying in these poses for a massively long time. We're trying to do about a minute or so. But if we have more time, and maybe in the future we can dedicate, more of a class to yin, we can stay for longer. It's just a good practice to bring in time. Let's just breathe here for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. Just squeeze that left knee in this time. Just rotate the ankle in both directions. We're going to stay on the left, so coming towards the end of the yin. Bring the belt around that left foot. I'm going to swivel around a little bit because I'm going to hit the sofa. And keep the hand on the right hip this time. You can straighten that leg. And as you breathe, just bring that left leg out wide. Just come to your point. Don't force it. Listen to the body. And let's just breathe here for a few moments. Again, no judgment, just accepting differences. Just being aware of that. It's okay. I'm definitely tighter. So you can make any adjustments. And let's settle here for a few more final breaths. For 5, for 4, for 3, two, for 1, and release. And safely bring yourself back up. Just unravel that leg, and I want you to bring that left knee into the chest. So give it a nice squeeze, nice hug, and just open and close that foot. So nice flexing of the toes. That's great. And we're going to bring the feet to the mat. We're going to do a few abs just quickly, because I know we've got a few other things to fit in. So you can bring that hands over the head and just take on opposite elbows. And I want you to take the feet up towards the sky. So you just press them towards the ceiling. And we're going to do our leg raises. You can take both legs together, or you can do one at a time. Whatever you do, be mindful, be controlled, and work with your breath. And if it helps, you can just quickly tap the abs. It works for me to sort of encourage me to engage. And I also find it quite a good motivator. It shows that my body's working. So let's just keep going, both legs or one at a time, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and just hover here for 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees into the chest. Take a couple of breaths here. And we're going to bring the legs out, and we're going to bring them to a hover point, and we're going to take them out wide and over, wide and over. So we're working into the lower abs. We're working a little bit into the obliques as well, to the side abs. So let's stay here for 5, for 4, for 3, keep breathing, for 2, for 1, bring the knees in, and give yourself a nice little hug. Just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. I'm going to bring the legs up for one final abs exercise. So we're going to work into the abs the center abs, low abs, and the sides, the obliques. So we're going to take the leg raises, you're going to come down, and then you're going to bring the knees into the chest, and you're going to come up. You're going to go over to the right, working into the left obliques. You're going to bring the knees into the chest. You're going to come back to the center, and you're going to come up. You're going to go over to the left, working into the right obliques, knees into the chest, center, and up. And we're going to go down and up. Bring the knees in, and we're going to take it. Just do a few cycles, coming to the right, knees in and up. Going over to the left, holding it here, knees in and up. And then straight down. You can hold it for a breath and up. Bring the knees in, and let's take it over to the front. So just run through a few of these in your own breath. So just keep going for 5, for 3, for 2, and 1. And wherever you are, just hover, hover, hover for 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees in. Just give yourself a hug. You're doing really well. And open up for a nice big stretch. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Point the fingers away, the toes away. And when you're ready, just roll over onto your belly. Just bring the hands under the shoulders. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. And we're going to inhale as we lift up. You can come to up dog, or you can come to your baby cobra, like so on the forearms. But I want you to pay a little bit of attention to what's happening to the spine here. Try not to sink too deep into that lower back. So if you can, engage that thoracic spine, so between the shoulder blades. Try and see if you can neutralize the actual pelvis as well. Because if we're dipping that pelvis towards the front of the body, it's encouraging that pinch in the lower back. So you can just sort of neutralize it a little bit. Let's hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Just drop back into child's pose for 3 breaths. Come into your tabletop position. So hands spread out nice and wide, wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. And let's take our cat-cow breath. So as you inhale, tilt the pelvis away from the belly, draw the belly down, shoulders in, gaze up. Exhale, reverse that motion. So just flow through a few of these with your own breath. We've got 2 more key things to fit in. We've got about 25 minutes left, so we'll probably go a few minutes over. So I know we started a bit late while we were waiting for people. So the things I want to fit in is a little bit on triceps, so we'll come on to that. And also a little bit on the hips when you're in standing poses. And pelvis, trying to keep a neutral pelvis. So let's keep going with your cat-cows. Just a few more cycles. Just notice that movement and fluidity in the spine. And when you're ready, I want you to come back to your neutral spine. I want you to bring yourself onto the forearms. Just check that you're roughly shoulder distance apart. Press the hands into the mat. Take the legs out one at a time. And just check your alignment here. Because I notice sometimes I've got a tendency to lift the bum up. So I need to work on my triceps, obviously. So engage the core. Feel the triceps working. Lift the shoulders up a little bit so we're not sinking in. And let's just stay here for a few breaths. I'm going to stay here for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. So just drop the knees. I'm going to come into child's pose for a few moments. Just take a couple more breaths there. When you're ready, we're going to meet in plank pose. So we're going to do another tricep exercise. The hands spread out nice and wide. Lift up the knees if you want. You can do this on the knees. It's entirely up to you. We're just going to do some triceps or push-ups, really. So we're going to bend the elbows, engage the triceps, and lift. When you bend the elbows, you want to be working the triceps and lift that. So bring the chest forward and lift. And down and lift. It's not about bending the elbows right back. It's really more about working the triceps. So I need to work on my alignment here. And hold. And lift. And let's take it back into child's pose. When you're ready, we're going to come back into plank. And we're going to do that one more time. So we're going to take about 5. So check your alignment. Bend the elbows. Get that chest coming forward. And lift. So don't be afraid to sort of check your body here. Make any adjustments. Quite strong. Let's come back into child pose for a few moments. We're going to just take a couple more breaths in child pose. And we're all going to meet in our downward facing dog. So we're going to tuck the toes, lift the hips up, pedal the feet, bend the knees. Anything that you need to do. Try and draw the shoulders away from each other. Nice space. Try and neutralize that pelvis. So you're keeping a strong spine, a strong pelvis. So you're not dipping into the chest like this. So nice and strong. Breathe into the back. We're going to inhale as we lift the heels. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. One more time. And release. Let's take 3 line breaths here. Take one more inhale. Exhale as you gaze between the hands, step or walk feet to hands. We're going to inhale as we come up for our halfway lift. Exhale to go. And just stay here in your ragdoll for a few moments. You can sway it out. You can shake the head. You can take opposite elbows. Whatever you need. So just enjoy it in the back here in this forward fold. So feel the lower back muscles. Just relaxing. Just let gravity do its thing. Now wait to come to stillness. Take hold of the toes, the feet, the shins, the knees, whatever. We're going to inhale as we lift, straighten the arms, exhale to release. Just flow through a few of these. Just slowly come to stillness. And when you're ready, I want you to inhale as you start coming all the way up. Lead with the chest. Bend the knees to be kind to the back and the hips. Bring the arms all the way up overhead. Come with the tiptoes. Nice big stretch. And release. Let's just take a few shoulder rolls here as we slowly come into our Tadasana. So you can keep the feet apart. We can bring them together. Check your toes. Lift them up. Spread them out. Bring them down. Shoulders away from the ears. You can close down the eyes, it's up to you. Let's just breathe here for a few moments. You can find that Ujjayi breath, that engagement in the back of the throat, where you can hear the breath. That's absolutely fine. Breathe in, breathe out. We're going to inhale to rise, gaze up. Exhale, hold forward from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take it back to plank. Hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1, and lower it down. Elbows in, chest comes forward. Inhale, we open the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to dip the forearms down here, so just let them hover, elbows hover, work the triceps, and lift. Keep that dog nice and strong. Don't lose it. Breathe in and dip. Let's take 2 more dips. You can hold it here, work the triceps and lift. 1 more time. Keep that breath in the back and lift. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale. Gaze between the hands. Step or walk, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise through Hastasana. Exhale to release. Just stay here for a few breaths. Take a few shoulder rolls. Whatever you need. And just come back into your Tadasana. We're going to inhale to rise. Exhale, fold forward from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step it back into plank pose. And let's stay here, nice and strong. Check you're engaged in the core for 3, for 2, for 1. And let's lower it down. So elbows are bending, chest coming forward. Inhale as we open the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. We're going to inhale as we lift that right leg in the air. And pay attention to the hips. We're not opening out that right hip. We're keeping a nice neutral pelvis. As you exhale, bend the right knee, bring the right foot beside the right hand. You can stay on the ball of that right foot. Inhale as we twist up towards the right. You can drop that back knee, it's your choice. Keep that left shoulder nice and stable. Breathe in, breathe out. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale, release the hand. Flat hands, nice and strong. Bend through the elbows as we shoot that right leg all the way back up. Again, keep the hips nice and lined up. Exhale, bend the right knee. Bring that foot between the hands. Come up for your low lunge. Keep it nice and strong in the upper body. Exhale, sweep the arms, arrow lunge. I'm going to try something a little bit different now. We're going to start sinking into that right leg. Bring the hands on the inside of that right foot and come into your side lunge like so. Lift the left toes off. Stay on that left heel. You can go hands free. It's up to you. Just do what feels right for you. Keep it nice and strong. You've got this. Breathe in, breathe out. And we're going to inhale as we come all the way up into goddess pose. And we're going to hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1. Lift up. Come into warrior 2, bending into that right knee. So make your adjustments. So we're just trying something a little bit different. Trying to be creative. So keep those arms nice and strong, but we're not forcing them into the face or the shoulders punching up like so. So nice and strong. As you exhale, bring the hands beside the head like so. And exhale as you bring the right elbow to the right knee for our side angle stretch. You can release the arms, you can keep the hands. It's entirely up to you. Keep the bend in the right knee as you inhale to lift. And we're going to exhale as we frame that front foot. And we're going to shoot that right leg in the air. You can come into dog, or you can run through a three-legged vinyasa, like so. And come into downward facing dog. And we're going to take 3 lion's breaths here. And again, just bring your attention to the pelvis, nice and strong. Bring your attention to the spine. So remember not to sink into the upper body. Breathe in, 1 more inhale. Exhale, take the gaze between the hands, step or walk, feet to hands. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, nice and tall. Exhale to release. Take a few moments here. So we're doing okay for time. We've just got that little standing exercise to go up this, so it won't take too long. We've got another 10 minutes or so. So just take a few breaths. Just remember that sequence. Going to do it on the other side. Don't worry if you make it a little bit different or you forget bits. I'm going to have to remember as well. So come into your Tadasana. Take your time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's inhale to rise. Exhale to fold forward from the hips. Bend the knees if you need to. Inhale. Halfway lift. Exhale as we step back into plank. And let's hold it here nice and strong. Engage the core. Draw the heels away. Think Tadasana. As you exhale, we're going to bend the elbows. Chest comes forward. Inhale as we open the heart. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Exhale. Downward facing dog. So feel that breath in the pelvis. Feel the breath in the back ribs as well. So we're not losing strength and stability here. Nice and strong. Inhale that left leg in the air. Again, trying to keep the hips in line. Exhale as you bend the knee, bring the left foot outside that left hand. Inhale as we lift up and twist to the left. You can come onto the ball of that left foot. It's your choice. It's just a different movement. Breathe in, breathe out. Nice, strong right shoulder here as well. Exhale to release. Bring the hand to the mat. We're going to shoot that left leg in the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, bring the left foot between the hands. Come into your low lunge. Nice and strong in the upper body. Exhale, arrow lunge. And again, we're going to start sinking into that left knee. Bring the hands to the inside of that left foot and come into your side lunge. So you can come onto the heel of that right foot. You can go hands free, it's your choice. So try and keep that strength in the upper body. If you're losing it, bring the hands to the mat. Be safe. Breathe in, breathe out. And when you're ready, we're going to come all the way up to goddess pose. And we're going to pulse it here for 3, for 2, for 1. And come into warrior 2, bending into that left knee. So take your time, make the adjustment. Take the gaze over those left fingertips. So nice, strong left thigh here. I want you to bring the hands either side of the head. Bring that left elbow to that left knee. Come into your side angle bend. You can release the arms. It's up to you. Keep it nice and strong in the upper body. And we're going to inhale as we come all the way back up into warrior 2. Keep it nice and strong. Exhale as we frame that left foot. You can come back into downward facing dog, or you can run through a 3-legged vinyasa. Coming forward like so, lowering down, gently dropping that left foot as we come into our up dog. Come into our downward facing dog. And let's just take 3 lion's breaths here. Again, just notice what's happening to the body. See if you can feel that breath in the back. So we're not sinking in, we're keeping it nice and strong. Let's take 1 more inhale. Exhale, let's gaze between the hands. Let's step or walk, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale to release. Take a few moments here. We're going to run through a little bit of standing, and then we'll slowly come to the mat. So the other thing I wanted to work on in terms of standing was when we do our balancing poses, when we're on one leg. So warrior three, for example, where we're just bringing the knee in, bringing it out. There is sometimes a tendency to sink into that standing hip, like so, because you kind of feel like it's helping you balance. It's not good, obviously, because you'll cause pain, damage, injury, whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick exercise. So I'm going to start off with my right leg as standing. So what you want is where you have the femur, so that front thigh muscle, where you've got that femoral head, so right at the top here, you want to try and keep that neutral. Keep the pelvis neutral, so we're not dipping into that standing hip. So you want to start engaging the muscles around the glutes to just draw it in. So we're going to have a little practice. Place the right hand on the outside of that standing hip and place the left hand just on that femoral head, so just the top towards the pelvis. And you can soften that right knee and you can come forward slightly if you want. I'm going to start taking that left leg out and really discipline yourself to try not to come out in that right hip. So it should feel quite strong. Engage that gluteus muscle, that middle muscle of the glutes. Just do this a couple more times. You should start feeling it quite strong in the outside hip. And then we're going to come back and slowly start coming into your warrior three. And you can bring that left hand down a bit. But again, try to keep that right hip nice and strong and see if you can keep it central. Just have a little practice. You can keep the hands on there or you can release the arms. But again, just check. Listen to your body. Work hard in this pose. It's almost easier just to dip into that right hip. But in the long run, it's not good for you. And just release the arms if you want. And when you're ready, just slowly come back. Again, just check how you're doing in that right hip and release. And just shake it out. So I'm hoping that feels a little bit different for you. I can certainly feel it. I have a tendency to sink into that standing hip as well. So just take a few little shakes and we're going to come on to the left side. So the left foot, press it into the mat. Place the left hand on the left hip. Place the right hand just on that femoral head. So we're just trying to neutralize the pelvis. We're trying to draw that left hip in, keeping it nice and strong. And we'll do the same exercise. Soften that left knee. Just take that right leg out. Take it a couple more times. You should start feeling it. You're engaging those outer muscles here. And then come back. And then we're going to just gently bend into that left knee a little bit as you start swinging that right leg up and back. So again, try and monitor what's happening with that left hip. If you find that you're dipping into it, then just come up and start engaging those muscles again. So the idea is that the hips are pretty much in line, if that's how your body is, when you're in your standing balances. When you've had enough, just come back to center and we'll shake it out. Okay, because we're going to run for another few minutes over, we've got about 5 minutes left, so we can practice one more standing exercise. And I'll let you do that yourselves. We're going to do where we bring the knee into the chest, bring it out to the side. You can try it with the big toe, like so, if that's available to you, but I really want you to work on that standing hip. So again, you're not sinking into it like this. It seems like an easy habit to fall into. So draw it in, you can place the hands like so, and then let's try bringing that knee in. So you do notice the difference. Bring it out to the side. I'm dipping, I'm dipping, I'm dipping, and come back. So be tough on yourself. If you know you're dipping, then just say, shh, bring it in. When you've had enough, just release, shake it out, and we'll just quickly do the other side. So set yourself up first. So draw that femoral head nice and central, neutralize the pelvis, engage the muscles around the back here. So remember, I'm learning this as well. So this is a really good practice for me. So draw that right knee in this time, bring it out, bring it to the front. Just notice how it feels. And again, it's all too easy to let it dip. If you know that's happening, really try hard to draw it back in. Even if it means that you don't bring that knee up so high, that's fine. Just do, you can take it in smaller steps and just come back and let's shake it all out. So that's just something to bear in mind when we're doing standing poses, because we do warrior three quite a lot. Neutralizing that pelvis, keeping the standing leg, that femoral head nice and central. Again, all our bodies are different, so just listen to yourself as well and engage the muscle around that standing hip to keep it nice and strong. So you're trying to avoid this. So we're going to bring our feet mat distance apart. We're going to come towards the mat now. Bring the hands into heart center. And in your own time, I want you to slowly start making your way into your yogi squat. And slowly release the bum to the mat. I want you to straighten the legs. Bring the hands behind, fingers pointing towards the toes. And we're going to inhale as we lift up for our upside down plank. Take the crown of the head behind you. And this is another really good exercise for the triceps. We're going to hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1. Bring the chin into the chest and slowly release. And we're going to slowly come all the way down to the mat. Squeeze everything. And exhale to release. Just coming into our final Shavasana. We'll be here for about a minute or so. Just enjoy yourself here. And we're going to start deepening the breath. And just start slowly wriggling the fingers and the toes. Rotating the ankles and the wrists in both directions. And just take a nice big stretch. And in your own time, I want you to draw the knees into the chest. And we're all going to meet in our comfortable cross-legged position. So just get there in a safe way. You can roll out to the side and come up. Keep the eyes closed and the face soft. You can come into lotus or half lotus. Just check you're nicely grounded. We're going to bring the hands to heart center if you want to. And we're going to end with our 3 clearing breaths. You can bring the thumbs up to the third eye. And I want to thank you for joining me on this journey. I really appreciate your efforts, your hard work. And you should all be proud of your progress. The inner light in me will always honor the inner light in each and every one of you amazing people. Thank you so much for today's practice. Brilliant. Thanks, everybody. I know we went a bit over, but I thought I wanted to fit everything in.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
I love the yin.
Oh, brilliant. Thanks, guys. Take care, my lovelies.
That was awesome. Thanks.